Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here, Tuesday the 16th of October. Thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. Of course, the site's kept free of charge by the adverts that you see around the screen. So, when you come to the site, when you use the site, it's that generates revenue that keeps us free of charge. Now, quick plug, I've got some more Weatherwise DVDs that have just been delivered. They've been out of stock for a week or so. I know a few of you have ordered them, so they're coming in the post now. And of course, can't resist the plug, can I, to say that these DVDs are available now and make an ideal Christmas present. Go to at the top of the page, you'll see that it says books. If you go to there, top of the page, you'll be able to see samples of the DVD and what it's all about. We'll get those in the post for those of you who ordered them. They'll be going out today. Now, interesting to see that suddenly this chart is being talked about in the Daily Mail. There was a feature recently. Now, I'm not the biggest reader of the Daily Mail, I have to tell you, but quite interesting that there's now a reporting of the story about temperatures, global temperatures flattening out. This is a chart that I put out in Amusing a few weeks ago, and what it shows, the red line here is CO2, and we're going back to 1959, and then the blue line here is global mean anomaly temperatures. And notice how, look, we've seen this flattening out recently, and this gap between temperature and CO2 widening. Now, what's interesting is that this is now getting into the mainstream media. This is a developing story because this flattening out here causes some real problems in terms of climate change prediction. So watch this space because this is going to develop more and more. It's not that's causing me a headache today, though. It is the weather of the next few days, because it's still looking quite unchangeable. I think we've got more of a handle on what's going to happen in the medium to longer term, but we've got to get the next few days out of the way first of all. And I wanted to kick off first of all because the amount of rainfall that we're going to see over the next few days, I wanted to show you this chart. This is the 3-hour forecast chart from the high-res Herland model, which you get from the left-hand side of the chart here, of this page here. Go to weather charts, come down to Herland high res and click on 3-hourly rain, and you get this. Now, this is the rainfall for 10 o'clock this morning. Let's knock on to this afternoon. You'll see the rain clearing away into the North Sea, bits and pieces of showers coming onto western coast of Wales. But then watch the rainfall arriving, look, from the southwest. So this is midnight tonight, the rain back into southern Ireland, into southern Wales, into southwestern England. And then watch how it tracks northwards, look, through the early hours, some pretty hefty bursts of rain on it, reaching northern England, North Wales, Northern Ireland and East Anglia in the southeast by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Dry weather follows in behind, drier and frostier in Scotland too. Through tomorrow, that rain edges its way northwards. It becomes sort of stuck across southern parts of Scotland. I think elsewhere we've got a fair amount of cloud and we've got some showers around, most of them affecting southern and western areas. Some more persistent rain across parts of Ireland as well. And really, that rain then hangs around through Scotland through much of the day, with the residual amount of rain just coming back into western Wales later. But you see how many areas across central and northern England stay dry, although showers down towards the south. Now, what's interesting here is this area of rain, look, in the southeast, because the GFS has consistently kept that there. This is the Herland model, remember, but the GFS has consistently kept that rainfall there and brought it back northwards through Thursday. Now, that's where we're going to go with this, although I know that other forecasters have said that it's going to be dry Thursday, but at the moment I'm leaning into the idea of it being wetter. This is the total rainfall for the next week from the GFS, and this takes us through to midnight on the 24th. So this is midnight into Wednesday the 24th. You see the amount of rain, look here, focused across southeastern parts of England, less so towards the west, but some running up the Irish Sea, southern Scotland. I think these sort of totals are what we'll see over the west as well, but I think what's important here is just to note how wet potentially these more eastern areas of the country could become. So taking it through from day to day then, this is the chart for midday this afternoon. There we go, there's the area of low pressure, look, in the North Sea. Here's the rain just clearing away, and there's the dry weather following behind. Here's tomorrow's rain, look, moving in, there it goes during the course of the night. You'll notice the isobars close together here as well, indicating that we're going to see some pretty strong winds coming into the west of the country as that rain moves northwards tomorrow. And then what we find is that low pressure stays off southern Ireland, but look, here's this rain in the southeast. Watch what happens as we get in towards Thursday. Look, it comes back in. the GFS is predicting a wet day across East Anglia and South East England, and you know, I can see this being the case, that there could be rain hanging around in here. Low confidence admittedly, but I can see this being what happens. More northern and western areas drier, although always cloud and some rain or showers up western coast of Wales, southwest England, Ireland, into the southwestern parts of Scotland. And then notice this rain just doesn't clear very far at all from the southeast. We find more persistent rain going into Scotland into Friday, but still we've got these feed of rainfall coming up southeast England. Now, if it doesn't affect us here, it's going to bring some very wet weather to the northeast of France and the Low Countries, but it looks like that feed just continues, look, as we head into Friday, into Saturday morning too. So I think we need to watch for some very wet weather across East Anglia and the southeast. I'm not sure whether it's going to arrive, but I think if you're doing any jobs that are critical on it being dry, now is not the time to be doing this. Low pressure stays to the west of Scotland then through the course of, let's go back to Friday. There we go, that's Friday. Look, heavy showers coming to Northern Ireland, western Scotland. Elsewhere, plenty of dry weather. And then into Saturday, the low stays west of Scotland, though fades away as the ridge of high pressure builds in. And then we find another area of rain coming back northwards, look, in towards Sunday as this easterly flow picks up. Now, I don't think the model has completely got this drilled at the moment, but what's interesting is, remember I've been telling you about high pressure building north of the country? Well, here it is, look, here's low pressure down to the south, the GFS trying to bring in more of an easterly flow. Now, that's not particularly backed up by other models at the moment, bringing in this rain for Sunday. What is interesting here is that it's done this consistently, and the GFS has proved itself pretty accurate in previous weeks. It's picking up on these changes, so it wants to bring in more of an easterly with a high building to the north at the weekend. So where does that leave us? Well, here's the GFS ensemble showing a rise in temperature through this week as those southeasterlies kick in, which is fair enough. But then look, it shows the sharp decrease falling off of temperatures as we head into the early to middle part of next week. So the ensemble also is picking up on this idea of cooler winds developing and this fall off in temperatures. I've always said the 24th, 25th was the period we've got to watch, and it's starting to hint at this on the ensemble as well. Now, if we look at the ECMWF forecast, this is valid for the 26th, so this is a week on Friday, and look what this does. It also builds high pressure to the north, it also brings in an easterly wind across the country, and it drops off temperatures. So we seem to be building this picture again of this high pressure building in. So I do think we're going to go into a dry spell of weather, probably from next Tuesday, which is going to be, when's Tuesday? Tuesday is the 23rd, where we're going to find dry weather coming in. We're going to find it cooling down then into the Wednesday or the Thursday, the 24th or 25th. And then I think we could go into a drier end of the month as the area of high pressure builds in. And that dry weather could take us into the early part of November, but it will become cooler too. So we'll get this wet spell out of the way, and then we'll go into those drier conditions. So hopefully that's been useful for you. I know lots of information there once again, but thanks again for watching. As I said, the sites get free of charge by the adverts you're seeing around the screen, so please do support us by using those adverts if you need to. And once again, thanks for watching. Please tell your friends about us and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.